Okay, everybody. Thought in this episode, we're going to be doing a lot of painting and media blasting. So I thought I'd replace our filter here. So stick around, see what we end up doing. Third time's the charm. I decided I didn't like the titanium silver, metallic titanium silver, so I sanded that off. Went back and got some hammered silver. And I do believe I'm happy with that. There's the knob of the saw fence. I got to clean that up. And here's what I found was the best way to do that. If you notice, that cleaned up pretty good. Here's what I ended up using, the old Dremel with a wire brush on it. Anyway, that seems to clean it real well. I polished up the emblem a little bit better after some input from the guys on the Shopsmith forum. What I ended up doing is I've got this little contraption here that I put from about 1,000 grit up to about, I don't know what, I got some cheap sandy discs a while back. I'm not sure what grits these are. They didn't mark them. But I think it says on here that it's 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 to 3,000 to 5,000. So I went ahead and started with the lower ones and went clear up to the 5,000. And I think that turned out pretty good. Got all the scratches out of it. Got it all polished up. So I'll continue on and finish cleaning this up. And then as far as cleaning up, probably my next project will be the T-square. Okay, I got the first in panel finished media blasting, and you can see there's quite a bit of pitting in through here. So what I'm going to try to do, I've got some filler. This is duplicate color. It's probably not going to do it all, so I'll go out and probably use that up and get some Rust-Oleum high build primer. And I'm going to prime that, and then I'll have to sand it down. So I'll get started on that and we'll see what happens. I've got the new pin made. It's just 3/4 stock. So got my hole drilled for the roll pin. Kind of ease the edges on the ends. So we'll put her back together here in a minute. Okay, I got the fence put back together, all cleaned up. Repainted the one end piece. That's going to be the gold color. I think it turned out pretty good. Well, for better or worse, we've got the first end panel painted. I think it looks okay for me. The hammer part isn't the best, but I'm going to live with that. Hey, trying something new today. I got the my tripod fixed. I had to 3D print a part that broke. So hopefully this works well. You have to let me know if you like it or not. in the comments. Where I'm at now, this is the last side panel, and I hit it with 2 coats of the high build primer filler primer, whichever, and then I hit it with my DA sander and sanded it down, and then I added a final coat on it. I still got some pits. This side was actually worse than the other side that I did. So I've still got a few pits. I'm going to hit it with 600 grit by hand, and let's see how that turns out. I'm not going for concourse quality finish here. I just want to try to get as many of the pits on the front out. I'm not even going to try to get the pits out of the back since no one's going to see those. So let me do a little bit of sanding here, and we'll see how we come out. I could do this either dry or wet. I'm going to block it dry. I definitely, in the other couple of coats, got a lot of it out. Up in this area here, it was really bad, and actually I don't see much for pits in there at all. So I'm just going to hit this time, and I think there's still going to be some visible, but I think I'm going to probably call it good. The other thing I've noticed since doing the other side and some of the other stuff is since I use the primer, the hammer tone's not really forming very well. But I'm not going to be that finicky about that, because I just want it to have some color on it, not rust, and not look like it was neglected for a long time. I think to get it perfect, I'd have to put some auto bodies, auto body putty, body filler on it, because the pits were pretty deep. Goes up to 600 sanded pretty fast. As you can see. So let me turn everyone a little bit off. I think I'll take a little bit more. Okay, let's put some color on. Better wear a mask for this. Okay, we'll let her flash over for a little bit, and then we'll put another coat on. While I'm waiting on that paint, I've got another box of stuff that I need to media blast here. Some will get painted. This will get replated in black. So I'll use that time to get that work done. Okay, here we go for coat number 2. Okay, where's the 2? Well, when you get the hammer to work right, it comes up. That comes up this. Okay, that is tough to get the hammer to work. So basically it is. I'm not sure. When you work the hammer, I cannot come back as much. Like I said, the hammer work, when it comes up this. So, I'm going to get everything, and then, but I feel small things, you can make it. Okay, there's coat 2. I will say this, when you can get the hammer tone to work right, it covers up, kind of covers up the pitting. But it is tough to get that hammer tone to work right. So it is what it is. I'll let that cure. I didn't work to try to get the hammer tone to work, come out on the back as much. But like I said, when you get the hammer tone to work, it kind of blends in and covers up the pits. So I'm going to look at the other one that I did previously. I may put another coat on it, and then I've got a few other small things I need to get done here, painted here, and then I can start putting the base back together. All right, folks, here's the day we've been waiting for. Okay, I've been waiting for. We're going to start reassembling the base. So I got my 2 base tubes, and I got the one end. Now I've decided to add a lock washer in there. Maybe it's overkill, but I thought that would be a good idea. So we put this on here. Slide it down here, and you want to make sure you don't interfere with the tubes that come down from the top. Well, here's a, not going to have enough length. On these bolts to do that. Well, let me see if I can find some longer bolts. All right, we're back. What I ended up having to do, I had to go get some bolts. So I got stainless steel bolts. And of course you can't find 1 3/4 bolts. So what I ended up doing is get 2-inch bolts. And I'm going to add a few washers to take up the space. So, now the other thing I want to do, I want to put a little bit of anti-seize on these. So I'll go get that now. Now this nasty stuff, you'll want to use sparingly because it'll get into every crease in your body. If you've ever used it before. So, I'm going to try it with a couple washers and a lock washer. See if that's enough to take up the slack here. Again, I'm using this anti-seize very sparingly. The other thing it does is you've got to increase the torque that you use to lock everything down. Should have put the anti-seize on after I put the washers on. That does feel like it might work. Okay. Now I'm going to use the end of this square I got. To line these tubes. And I'll snug that side up a little bit. I'll go over and do the other side. All right. The other side will go on basically the same. And there we go. First step. Now, you can start putting these back on. Now, from what I've seen, you start with the center hole here. And I got a set of stainless steel Alright, now I'm not using anti-seize on that because there's paint on there. This should be protecting everything. All right, here we go. First lay on. That's all I got time for this morning, so hopefully I can get back out here tonight and get those on and get casters on. That looks pretty good if you ask me. All right, there we go. First leg on. That's all I got time for this morning, so hopefully I can get back out here tonight and get those on, then I'll get the casters on. Well, it looks pretty good if you ask me. Okay, folks, I got this one, this end on, and I've got the caster assemblies mounted. Hopefully I got them on the right end, or find out when I flip it down. But I'll go ahead and put the other end on. We'll drop the new casters in there and flip it down. Well, I ran into a slight glitch. Either I put these back together wrong, which I don't think I did, or they were on wrong when I took it apart. So I'm gonna have to pop these two roll pins out of there and reverse it. I think that'll fix it. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. All right, I got the two end pieces on. And lift it up and put it in place and then drive that pin back in. Well, it'd help if I had the pin. I'll go get that. All right, let's see if I can get this painted by behind roll pin in. There it is. The base is more or less done. Finally. There it is. I have to touch up a few things that I marred up when I was putting it back together, but overall I'm happy with that. There we go. How's that? I think we're going to end it in this episode on this. When we get back to it, I'm going to put these two things back together. Got to paint the tailstock. I got a media blast and paint this. So till next time, stick around and see what happens.